Hello everyone and welcome to our weather update on June 12th, 2025. This morning we're seeing heavy rain pushing up from the southeast, and also this rain is essentially the remnants of thunderstorms that formed yesterday towards Iberia and France and moved northwards due to a low to our west and a high towards our east. Unfortunately, the warmth with this isn't really being felt in Ireland. It's more to our east, but what we are seeing is the rain. Now, Met Éireann does have a warning out for thunderstorms for this system. It isn't really thundery. It's more just like heavy rain. But I tell you what, there are some big downpours in there. But it's just that it's not really thundery. The element of thunder has died off as these storms have moved from France up through towards like Cornwall, Devon, up through Pembroke and into Ireland. So basically masses of heavy rain today. But again, some downpours are out there. So again, here is our UKV for 7 a.m. You can see patches of heavy rain over Ireland, a bit more widespread now than this showed earlier. Through the morning then, it's showing heavy rain to track northwards over the country, especially in the east of the country, but elsewhere some showers and downpours are likely as well. In the afternoon actually, this rain does linger for a while in the east, so some more big downpours there and possibly a few rumbles of thunder in there possible. Into the evening, we see some further rain from the south. It's quite messy. This is quite really. Into Friday, then we see initially quite cloudy, quite misty, quite murky, with a few showers. But through the day, some storms do blossom due to the heat of the sunshine and the energy around. Low pressure, quite humid air. So we got this mass convection, big downpours forming, especially over, say, Ulster and the Midlands. And these do push northwards into the afternoon. In the evening, though, it does brighten up quite widely, and only a few showers by then. Now into Saturday, there is some uncertainty. Some models show quite a big area of heavy rain pushing in the early morning, but the UKV just shows some fragments of showers. But either way, on Saturday we'll see again a lot of convection. We still have that low pressure in control, combined with the quite moist, humid, warm air. Great cape in the air as well, and so therefore convection will just break out, and we'll see some big downpours again, some big thunderstorms around possibly. Into Sunday. Sunday, we see westerly winds. Also, just to mention as well, that these on Friday and Saturday are much more likely to be actual storms compared to what we're seeing now, because they're homegrown. So they grow based on the energy that we in Ireland sort of, that we generate, if that makes sense. They form basically due to convection in Ireland, not in France. If they move in from France, they lose their energy as they do so. But if they're homegrown in Ireland, they grow in Ireland, they get their energy in Ireland, and are therefore more intense in Ireland. Hopefully that makes more sense. I don't know how well I actually explained that. Into Sunday. Sunday is a bit quieter as the low does move away, but equally I think quite a cloudy day and a few showers around as well. And into Monday. On Monday, we're seeing high pressure starting to move in from the south, but equally it's still quite cloudy. We've still got that westerly winds and just a few light showers around really. So here's a GFS run. So GFS, you can see we've got that low to our west, high to the east, and we can see that volatile, unstable southerly airflow and quite a warm air mass as well. That low pressure hangs around through tomorrow and Saturday, again bringing more downpours. But into Sunday and Monday, we see we see this high pressure coming in from the south, and that will dry things out. That will dry things up and warm things up as well. Moving into next week, that high pressure does get more centrally located over the country, and also it gets warmer with that as well. So it's not until the last third of June that the low pressure does break through. So I think GFS promising possibly a week of nice weather there. Let's see what the ECM does. The ECM, once again, we got that volatile low pressure system today, tomorrow, Saturday. On Sunday, the high pressure does start to move in then from the south, and the low retreats to the north. And by next Monday, high pressure to the south. Monday, quite cloudy in the north, but I think in the south with that, quite sunny and quite warm as well. Upper air temperatures, quite mild. Into Tuesday, possibly a slight breakdown there as a weak cold front pushes through with that little low there. Beyond that, though, the high builds back and becomes essentially located. And even by next Friday, we're putting up quite a warm flow from the southeast. Plus 15 ice therm just touching the southeast there. But by next Friday as well, we have this little low to our northwest, and that might just spark off some downpours. Beyond that, we stay warm and dry into the end of June. But again, possibly by the end of June, we have some more troughs to our south, and they might spark off again some downpours and storms. But the ECM from around Monday onwards looks really quite decent actually. Quite summer-like. Here is the UK Met run. Once again, we're volatile and thundery. Today, tomorrow, and Saturday. Beyond that, this high pressure does try and build in there from the south. It's not as so the UK Met run has it further south than the GFS and ECM do. So that's why the UKV shows a lot of cloud on Monday. As we maintain a westerly airflow in all areas. Either way, next Tuesday and Wednesday, that high does become more centrally located, and that will clear skies up and warm things up and make things quite pleasant indeed. Here is the GEM. Once again, we're volatile and quite wet into today, tomorrow, Saturday. Again, downpours around. Quite thundery, especially tomorrow and Saturday, as they'll be homegrown. Into the weekend and Monday. So I think in the south that will be quite decent on Monday, but in the north, quite cloudy still, and possibly a few light showers. Into Tuesday and Wednesday, that high pressure just gets more, as I said, it builds in more over Ireland, and that will really clear skies up and warm things up as well. And by next Friday and weekend, that high is to our east, and that allows a very warm flow to push in from southeast there. So GEM from Monday onwards and Tuesday especially, summer returns basically. And here's the icon. Once again, volatile through the weekends. Once again, volatile, should I say, through to Saturday. Sunday is quite cloudy, but not volatile. So, that low is moving away. And through into next week, Monday, quite nice in the south, but in the north, so quite cloudy. Tuesday, again, we'll see a brief little cold front incursion there as the high just weakens temporarily. But what happens? Actually, Icon is a bit flimsy because even next Thursday, the high is to our west, and we have this kind of cool Atlantic drift around it from northwest. So here's the upper temperatures. Yeah, quite cool, and probably quite cloudy as well with that. But I think that if we were to go any further than June 19th, what happened is this high would just build in, I think, because it is getting stronger there, and probably will move in. But I think Icon just has delayed the arrival of summer a bit more. And here's the arpege. The arpege, again, today we got that massive heavy thundery rain. Tomorrow, Friday, we got storms, especially in the north. And on Saturday, they're more widespread. And possibly see here as well, I mentioned earlier, there's a little low that forms just there to our east in the morning Saturday. Bang on over us pretty much. That's what I mean about the more prolonged area of heavy rain. You'll see that there. 6 a.m. Saturday, 6 a.m. Massive rain compared to 6 a.m. on the UKV. Where is that? Yeah, comparison. There's big comparison there. Yeah, so just watch out for that as well. But either way, Saturday we'll see. Also, sorry. But on Saturday, if that does happen, if we do see that heavy, massive rain, what happen is that low will deepen more, and we'll see stronger winds as well. So tight isobars and quite a gusty wind on Saturday, if that does happen. So that is Saturday's uncertainty. Do we get heavier rain, stronger winds, or just a few showers in the morning and downpours again in the afternoon? Either way, that does go through into Sunday, and by next Monday, that high is starting to come in from the south. Once again, I think we'll look at some ensemble graphs. Let's go with Cork today. I feel like it. Is that fully out? I don't know if that's fully. I don't think so. We go with last night's run, and that is the upper temperature for Cork. This is the graph. Now the GFS are 30 ensembles, and they basically The GFS basically has 30 runs, if you will, ensembles that start with subtle. It's hard to explain this properly when it's 6:53 in the morning. Subtle differences in the starting situations, if you will, and then they project all the possible different outcomes that stem from these subtle changes at the start. And it's very helpful because it shows you the chances of each outcome coming off and what your range of outcomes is, pretty much. So you can see that we're currently mild or warm even, currently, because of that unstable, volatile, southerly airflow. It does drop away. Temperatures do cool down into the weekend as the wind goes more westerly for a time. And from the start of next week onwards then, these temperatures do lift up again as the high pressure builds in, and that will mean it settles and it will get warmer. And then we go into the last third of June, and in general, the ensembles are going for above average temperatures. That's above that red line there. So quite a good signal that the rest of June looks quite decent. Not going to be sunny, warm, dry from now till then, but there's a signal there that it'll be quite decent at the very least. So here's the precipitation. I want to look at that as well. Yes, so you can see currently through to about Sunday, there's a lot of spikes, and that indicates a lot of rainfall, hail, whatever it is. So very unsettles. But from about Monday onwards through to about the following Sunday, next week basically, very few spikes at all. Dry week, high pressure builds in. But beyond that, a few more spikes, not as many as there are now. But that may suggest just a bit of an incursion of low pressure or a thundery low or something like that. So as I said, from about Monday onwards, rest of June looks decent. But I wouldn't go as far as to say that it will be perfect, but better than the first half is what we're seeing here in general. Also pressure, you can see a big rise in pressure, but as you go towards the end of June, just a bit of a lowering in the trends. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. There is hope. I'll see you guys soon.